Um, Good evening. Just want to indicate that what we did yesterday was more into the social sciences. So there will be a use case today also for the physical sciences. We have also other people into nutrition and to nutritional science. Others are into physical science.
Clinical psychology.
Uh, so we'll take a scenario from there as well and we'll walk through. I think yesterday when we were talking about the axiology and those things, we were confusing other people. They will also confuse you today. So when you're on the other side, don't be worried. You had your ninth day yesterday. So they also have theirs, all right, today. But we're going to finish what we're doing, not write the entire paper because the guy, what we're going to send to him is going to continue from that. But we will get to the stage where we'll compile a list of a table of a list of publications that we have to use, and then we continue from there. Then he can continue from there. But these guardrails that helps us to establish a very strong presence with research is what is exciting. We know, as a matter of fact, that with the work we are doing, we're not going to have any problem with any hallucination or any anti AI model or turn it in. Somebody used the same thing, ran it through turn it in. He had only 1%. I guess you guys saw it on the platform. I'm not sure if he is also here. One guy who is doing law, and in his class, everybody was amazed. They were asking what it was using. If you install the VPF, there's no sign that it has been installed. So he also kept quiet and was playing to the gallery. And they thought that he was a very good prompter. Indeed, he was. So that was it. So Sean is 6:35. So 6:45, you will take it out from there. So take it over.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Boyson. So good evening to all of us, and you are welcome to today's session. I believe you're having a great time. So to kick this start, I would like us to maybe one to maybe five people, because we have 10 minutes, to share with us that one thing that you've learned from yesterday's lesson that is a game changer for you. Okay, Mr. Olympio, please, you have the floor. That was quick.
Thank you. Good evening, Dr. Boyce, and good evening, colleagues. Honestly, yesterday has been quite amazing. It's been an eye opener for me. Honestly, I have learned how to methodically conduct a research. It teaches me, or it opens my eyes to how to critically, ask questions, the critical questions to ask, even before you get started. I think what it does is it centers one within the research itself. So it puts you at the center of the research. So you understand once you use the platform, and as Dr. Boyson demonstrated, before it's like you have planned. It is said that if you plan, if you do not plan, it means you plan to fail. But what Dr. Boyson has demonstrated means that you have to plan, and once you plan, you can fail. So for me, it's key. And once we are done with this and we go through the rest of the topics, I don't think any of us on this platform will have our journals rejected or our thesis rejected. I mean, we can finish our thesis within the stipulated time, and for me, that's a game changer for me. Thank you, Dr. Boyson and his team. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We appreciate your experience. Who else? Anybody else to share that one thing that is a game changer for him or her? Anyone else? Oh, okay. Madam Naomi, please go ahead.
Okay, yes. For me, I like the fact that it doesn't just generate answers for you, but it goes through the thinking process with you, so that by the time you have finished it, you will be able to defend it, even if you don't have the paper in front of you. So it takes away that thing that you say that it makes people lazy. And if you are not more intelligent than the AI, you cannot use it effectively, because then it will give you out. Actually, it will hallucinate, it will give you things you can't defend. And then I was telling somebody that teachers also know the capacity of their students. So if you just go to it and produce something that your teacher knows that I know my student, and then they ask you questions and you are not able to, then it gives you out. But this VPF does not do things for you, does not generate things like a robot. It works with you through it so that you are always on top of the game. So I think I like that aspect.
Right. Thank you for sharing with us. We believe you enjoy the rest of the sessions. Anyone else? Anyone else, please?
Sean, if there's no one else, I have.
Okay, somebody just raised his hand.
I
Nanaya.
don't have too much time, so we can.
Mr.
Okay.
Abrokwa.
Okay, good evening.
Good evening.
Sorry, I'm on the road, so I'm just using my phone. Now, what I can tell you is that I was blown away yesterday because it augments the supervisory role of, let's say, your supervisor when you're writing thesis journals or books or anything. It's in a sort of question and answer, tries to guide you on how to pitch your topic, how to formulate it, your objectives. It doesn't just write it for you. That's the last comment from my colleague. It doesn't just write it for you. It ensures you understand what you want to do. It puts you in a position to understand it, bring out your solutions, even if it is a rough idea. It will guide you to ensure that it's rather an idea that is workable, a novel idea. And at the end of the day, if you can go through this step, the sky is just the limit. So with this particular VPF, I think just the sky is just the limit. It really opened my eyes on certain things that the Viva will ask you certain questions and how to position yourself to answer them. So I'm really happy. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Roger. Thank you for sharing your experience. Can we take the last person? If there is no last person. Okay, Dr. Boyson, I think no one else wants to share his or her experience. So
Maybe they don't have any experience yet.
yeah.
So
Yeah, so
bro,
please.
what you are saying is interesting, but the fact of the matter is that like I've been telling you, I've been telling you guys, we have not scratched the surface of the VPF. So we are yet to know what the capabilities are. So yesterday, I think we ran this and we chose mixed method. And who remembers where we got to? Where is the owner of the where did we get to?
Okay, methodologies. We go to the methodology. That chapter
We're on methodology.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Is that it?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Pragmatics. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So just an overview of what happened yesterday. We started a conversation, right, of an idea that we have. First of all, we asked, I think that, can anyone post the chatbot in this chat for us? I think that if Dr. Lord is here, and I think that my head of research is also here. Shan, send it to Linda, right? Shan, send it to Linda. Linda was on online. Are you there, Shan? Am I being heard? Or I'm offline?
No. Yeah.
Yes, Doc, we can hear you.
Okay, can anyone post the thing in the chat? I don't want to go off and do this. Can anyone, the chat bot? All right, then let me just do it myself. You want us to put the chat bot on the message? Yeah, let me. All right, so please, it's Dr. What's the name? It's Dr. Lawson. Lawson, is it? Yadom, is your friend around? Andy. Andy, is your friend around? Andy Minta, is he around?
Doc, yes, I'm here.
No, I'm saying that is your friend around?
No, no, please.
Okay, just prompt him because he may have forgotten. So we've posted that in there.
Yes, I just posted it.
Yeah, okay. Good. So that's what we did yesterday. And please, if is Dr. Rose also online? Is Dr. Rose online? All right. So I think I've seen Dr. Wendy. Dr. Wendy, are you a medical doctor or you are
Education.
a PhD holder?
PhD.
Oh, you're not a medical. So of course, so we are within your please, which area of expertise?
In the United States, we call it personal development, transformational studies.
Transformational studies. Okay. All right. So it falls within the social sciences, area of study.
Yes, right.
Apart from do we have any medical doctor amongst us, somebody who is into the physical sciences? Anyone? Okay, but I believe we have engineering students here, right? Because when you're giving your profile, those into engineering, is that correct? I think I heard someone said.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah. Ima.
Yes.
Yeah. I remember Dr. Nogan. All right. I just want to make sure that and Shan, please be monitoring. If you see Dr. Adam, right? Dr. Adam from Noguchi, just prompt me. I want us to, Dr. Helena Della, okay? when she joined, she just told me she's on the way driving home. She's going to join around 7. Right? We want to take a use case from there. And yesterday, what we did was that we just asked the chatbot, how can you help me? And then he told us a lot. We don't want to go into that. But we took a use case from Yadom. He said, I have a topic, but I'm not sure if it's a real research gap. And then the idea is below. Then we gave this. But we're aware that the system had guardrails. And if you don't have any gap that has been established, you have a problem. So he took us through and was very kind. He didn't rubbish our topic. I think that part is also encouraging. So he took us through the topic. I believe that for this document, I don't think that he had done some good work. And I believe the supervisor might have even approved it blindly, right? So we went through the process and it was amazing. We spent about 30 minutes. The system was telling us the problem with problem 1, problem 2, problem 3, what kind of gap the idea could become. And then that is how we can enhance it: methodological gap, analytical gap, scope gap, conceptual gap, and then what you must decide next, non-negotiable. You need to answer these questions. And we said we wanted analytical gap anyway. And it still asks us what specific financial risk context. And then also the decision level based on that. Then it gives us a score. The interesting thing about the platform is that it scores what we do for us, which is very interesting, right? So he said the topic is weak, gap dispensability not yet, publishability in current form, salvage potential. That if we can salvage, said high, next step to allow to be a step allowed, which is gap formalization. Then he took us through this process: gap, choosing gap, specific financial risk. We went through, we chose one that analytical answered this question. And remember, if you don't give it input, it will not progress. It says that you are the human dealing and then a combination with the AI. This is the only platform that I have created that I've used only 2 chambers for the VPF. And the combination of the human intelligence and artificial intelligence is just amazing, right? So it says analytical, we answered Q1 analytical, credit risk and risk managers. Then it started the whole validation reconstruction, all right? It took us through a very extensive through this process, and we got the gap cleared, and also the risks of triviality low, and the examiner's survivability very high. And then we moved to the next section where we needed to align what we call the philosophy of science, right? Or the research paradigm to map this. Yesterday, I took you through the research paradigm where we have the realist and the relativist, all right? And the critical realist, the interpretivist. We talked about all those things. I don't want us to get into it. So ontology talks about how we see the world, our worldview of reality, and then epistemology talks about how knowledge is acquired. We see reality, how knowledge is acquired, and then the axiology talks about the value proposition. Either you are value laden, value neutral, and all that. So we talked about that. Ibrahim, your hand is up. You have a question. Ibrahim, your hand is up.
Yes, though, it's like I've not seen the meeting being recorded, or I'm
You
saying
have
it's
not
like the meeting is not being recorded, or I'm not seeing. It's like the meeting is not being recorded,
Oh, it's
or
being
I'm not
recorded.
seeing it.
It's being recorded.
Okay, so that's what I just wanted to draw your
Oh,
attention.
okay, it's being recorded. You have read it. It's being recorded, don't worry. So we talked about that, and it took us through that process. And let me say here that, ladies and gentlemen, at any point in time, if you don't understand anything, ask it, it will explain it for you. That's the good part of it. at a point in time, we wanted clarity about this, and it gave the clarity to us. All right, I think we said here that before you proceed, I need clarification on the difference in realism, and thereafter you do positivist, interpretivist, and then value-laden. And it explained, he said, yes, this is necessary pause. You are doing this in the correct order. Below is a clear, then he took us through. So we were able to understand this from that perspective. And then we went through, it gave us a summary and said that gave us the suggestion that critical realist, which is more of what? The mixed method. And then part 2 took us through this, that was the ontology. The epistemology, it also gave its verdict, pragmatism. The axiology, it gave us its verdict as what? Value what? Laden. And then that was it. Okay. We had value laden and value, neutral. When we're done with this and went through the implication, what we were left with was the methodology, which we started yesterday. I want us to get to that point. It said, next gate methodological governance. So your next task is to choose one of the following path: quantitative, dominant, mixed method, and then we said we wanted mixed method. So this is where we were. Okay. So the system is taken. So it said approve. Your choice is philosophically coherent, analytically appropriate, and defensible for your stated goal. From this point forward, your study is governed as a pragmatic mixed method investigation under critical realism with explicit but controlled value awareness. So we said that no method, data source, or analysis steps may violate this configuration. So it tries to structure your research in that manner. It wouldn't allow you to make mistakes, which ordinarily any AI model, DeepSeek or whatever, might not even care. You might have to use that through prompts, okay, to do that. Now, so AIC mixed method governance framework said pragmatic integration, which is locked. So why mixed method is the current choice, validation. Now he's explaining to you. Your analytical gap requires answering 2 different but connected questions. Does predictive analytics improve credit risk decision? It said it requires quantitative outcome evidence. So it is the research question he's giving you in essence. Are you guys with me? 2, how and why do risk managers use or override predictive analysis? Requires qualitative interpretivist insight. So a single method cannot answer both without contradiction. Mixed method is therefore not optional. It is analytically necessary. Now, so the types of mixed method now enforced. You are not free to choose any mixed method design. We did this yesterday. We said under pragmatic integration, the defensible design is explanatory sequential mixed method. Why? The questions we saw here, first one is quantitative and followed by qualitative. So here, the pragmatic approach is that quantitative first phase test whether predictive analytics changes decision, and then qualitative second phase. What does it do? If there are unexplained factors in this first one, this qualitative will explain why. He said why those effects occur or do not occur. Okay. So you cannot do a convergent design which will weaken the causal logic. You cannot do exploratory quality first design which contradicts the epistemology. All right. So formal design architecture is locked. Okay. Phase 1, quantitative premise, purpose. Assess whether or to what extent predictive analysis improve what credit risk decisions outcome. And unit of analysis is telling you credit decisions made by risk managers. Focus, decision consequence, not the model accuracy. Phase 2. The purpose is to explain quantitative findings by examining managerial interpretation, trust and skepticism, override behavior, institutional what? Constraint. Unit of analysis, risk managers as decision what? Agents. Integration logic. This is where most studies fail. It said integration is not adding interviews to as what? Context. Reporting to disconnected studies. Integration must occur at 3 points. First, the design level integration. Qualitative phase is triggered by quantitative results. Interview protocols are shaped by what? Significant finding, no result, unexpected patterns. Analysis 2. Analysis 4.2. Analysis level integration. Quantitative outcomes are explained using qualitative mechanism. Example logic. Why did analytics improve decision in some cases but not others? And then the interpretation level integration. Final conclusion link. Predictive signals, managerial mediation, and decision outcome. This satisfies critical realism mechanism explanation. So what you are now methodologically allowed to do is quantitative, allowed and expected, compared decision outcome, with and without predictive analysis. Model relations such as analytics usage, decision quality. Use inferential techniques, regression, causal what inference. Now, the warning, you are not evaluating model architecture superiority. And then this one is when you're using quantitative alone. Then here, qualitative, allowed and expected. Semi-structured interview, thematic analysis focus on interpretation, trust, override, and accountability. The warning is that narrative only or purely discursive analysis is not allowed. So what you are explicitly forbidden to do is to treat interviews as what? Anecdotal evidence. Treat model output as truth, claim universal causality, drift into interpretivism, relativism, or ignore value trade-offs, fairness, and risks. Violating any of these breaks philosophical alignment. So preliminary contribution logic validation only. Without writing claims, your study is now structured to what? Contribute. Analytical, practically, conceptually. Analytical by demonstrating how predictive analysis affects decision, not just prediction. Practically by informing risk managers when analytics helps, mislead, or require judgment. Conceptually by clarifying the role of managers, managerial mediation in an analytics-driven credit risk management. Now, the next gate, data and method specification. Mandatory. Before analysis design, you must commit to 3 concrete choices. Reply with the following. Context. It said bank, fintech, micro, finance, mixed. Geographical scope, country or region. Decision outcome of what interest. Example, default what occurrence, laws giving default, approval accuracy, risk adjustment, return. And once you respond, I will enforce appropriate quantitative techniques, define defensible qualitative sampling, and prevent methodological misalignment. So, Yado, this is where we are. I think Dr. Boateng also did a similar work. You guys will help us to take the decision from here moving forward. What do we do? Hello?
With a contest, Doc.
Yes.
Yeah, with a contest, I think I'm choosing microfinance.
Okay.
Then the geographical scope, country.
The entire country. Are you sure
Yes.
about what you want to finish your PhD?
But my basis is on the 2018 banking banking reformation issues where a lot of banks collapsed, more especially the microfinance. And I think one of the contributing factors.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm asking that, do you...
The scope is big.
The scope is the entire Ghana. How many microfinance companies, institutions do we have?
Okay, then let's limit it to region. One region.
No, it's okay. No, I'm only asking a question. I've not said anything.
Even the microfinance, we have categories, so you have to be specific.
Yeah, so I'm asking. So what are we referring to? So you need some insight here. And at this point, it means that if you don't have the insight, then you have not read.
It wasn't only microfinance that went down during the
that is right. So you take the decision.
Yes, I understand that.
Because you can. So let's say country. That's what. So Madam Helena Della, you are welcome.
Thank you.
The leader of the physical science people. Welcome. So let your scenario be ready. We'll get back to you shortly.
Okay. Thank you.
I've just told them that yesterday they enjoyed. Everybody's excited. And others are not, because we were talking about things that are in social sciences. So today we are also going to do physical sciences and biological science. So it said microfinance context and single country scope. Two things to enforce now. Country must become an actual name, what? Country. So maybe we should have said country Ghana, right? So let's see. All right, so it gives us context microfinance, geographic Ghana, design exploratory sequential mixed method, pragmatic integration. GAP is here. Domain is credit risks, and the actors risk managers. How do you see this presentation? It makes a lot of sense, eh? So it's taking you through the process. You've provided 2 of the 3 required items. The only missing items is your primary decision outcome of interest. I will not ask you to repeat anything else, right? Now it's asking, why Ghana microfinance strengthens your gap? The context naturally creates the exact decision translation problem you want. Data constraints are informality make model output nausea. Risk managers often rely on tactic knowledge and field information, strong trade-off, financial inclusion versus portfolio quality, and overrides and policy constraints are common. This increases the likelihood of finding a real analytical gap, not a generic ML gap. Now, non-negotiable outcome types, choose one. To operationalize enhanced decision-making, you must choose one primary outcome that is observable in microfinance operation. Pick one of the following. It says that portfolio at risk, right? Past 30 or past 90. You guys know what? Percentage of outstanding portfolio with payment overdue by 30 to what? 90 days. Microfinance standard risk indicator. You guys know this, isn't it? Default write-off what? Incident. Clear binary and defensible. Repayment performance. Arrears delay. Risk adjustment profitability. Decision quality proxy. All right. And it said AIC signal for Ghana microfinance past 30, past 90 on default write-off is usually the cleanest, and most defensible primary outcome. Right? It's giving you a signal, right?
Yes, sir.
So, 3, once you choose the outcome, this becomes your steady spine. Your quantitative phase will become something like predictive analytics usage, score availability, managerial decision behavior, then approval limit and order, then outcome example pass what? 30. Then your qualitative phase will explain why managers trust or ignore the score, what ignores triggers override, how institutional rules shape. This is textbook critical realism mechanism explanation plus pragmatic usefulness. Your next response, only one line only. Primary outcome, choose one. Pass 30, pass 90, default write-off, arrears, delay, risk adjustment portfolio, or decision quality proxy. Once you pick, I will lock your variables. That is, IV is independent variable, DV dependent variable, and mediators. Specify the quantitative strategy appropriate for Ghana microfinance. Define qualitative for sampling and integration points. Sequential explanatory. So that is it. So what do we do? Please help us.
Past
What?
30 and past 90. Past 30 and past 90.
Okay. So I'm going to do that. I won't ask you what that means. You are doing your work. You know what you are doing, isn't
You
it?
explain it. You explain it.
No, but of course you can ask it to explain it from. But so your study has a complete defensible spine. From this point forward, no conceptual, methodological, or analytical drift is allowed. Right? Now,
Yes.
the study architecture fully governed. Final law configuration. Gap type, analytical. Credit, risks. Microfinance, Ghana. Decision actor, risk managers. Methodology, given. Ontology, given. Epistemology, given. What? Physiology, given. Primary outcome, given. This configuration is publishable and examinable if executed correctly. So what past 30, past 90 means analytically? Why this is a strong choice? Oh, you made a good choice, right? Past 30 and past 90 is not just a metric. It is a decision consequence indicator. It captures the realized effect of approval, pricing, monitoring, and restructuring decision. The cumulative outcome of the managerial judgment interacting with predictive analytics. Analytics, okay. Portfolio health and the financial inclusion, this aligns perfectly with your analytical gap. Prediction, decision, outcome. Now the quantitative phase, now precisely defined. Unit of analysis, loan account or client loan pair. Core variable structure, dependent, past 30 or past 90, binary, in pair, in par or not par, or proportion at portfolio, branch level, if data constrained. Now, key independent variable, predictive analytic usage in credit decision. Operationalize as. Now, when we say operationalize ability, we are talking about giving the variable a technical definition for the purpose of the study, right? So it says that this variable is operationalized or given a working definition as availability of credit score at decision time, degree of reliance on analytics, presence versus absence of what? Analytics supported what decision. Then he said the warning, you are not evaluating model accuracy. Now the mediating what? Mechanism. This must be present. Approval, rejection, loan size, exposure, risks, and override behavior. Without mediators, you cannot claim decision enhancement. Control variables, contextual reality at minimum. It gives you client characteristics, loan characteristics, institutional what? Constraint. And these are all being defined. analytical techniques allowed and defensible. Depending on the data structure, logistic or probit regression, past status will be needed. Panel regression, loan cycles time, mediation analysis, all right? And the difference in difference if analysis adopts various over time. Now, what you cannot do with this is deep learning performance context, pure ROC or ALK reporting, model architecture comparison. The qualitative phase, explanation by design, no exploring perception. You are explaining why analytics reduced power in some cases, why it failed. Sampling logic, who credits are what? Risk managers. How many until mechanism saturation. So often you see the sample size, ladies and gentlemen. Have you seen it? You remember yesterday I was telling you, some people, you are doing qualitative study, then your sample size is 50. Can you imagine? And each person is, you are interviewing each person 30 minutes. And when you transcribe, you have about how many? About each person is getting 10 pages. So if 10 pages and you have 50, 50 times 10 is what? Hello?
500.
50 times 10 is what?
500.
500 pages. By your thesis, how many pages are you producing? And then supervisors are telling students to increase. I mean, see, qualitative study, we look at depth. If you want to go like 50, then you are dealing with a whole country like Ghana, about 30 million people. Because you don't need too much. You're looking at depth. Right? Now, selection criteria, managers in the unit, managers who frequently override analytics, this ensure analytical integration, not storytelling. It's a hand up. Somebody else. Please, if you want to talk, let's see your hand up. So analytical technique allowed. Thematic analysis focus on interpretation. So remember, thematic analysis. Trust versus skepticism, inclusion, and risks. It said you are not going to do narrative analysis or discourse analysis. These violate your pragmatic epistemology. So your integration logic is now fixed. Quantitative findings, analytics, lower power, qualitative explanation, manager's trust score under X condition. No effect or power override decision by social collateral. High power despite analytics, institutional pressure for outcome. This is critical realist mechanism explanation. What you will be able to claim. You may legitimately claim, and in research, let me say that. Once you start the research, even though you don't know the outcome, you might have expected outcomes. True or false? Those doing clinical trials, Dr. Helen, right? Dr. Helen, are you there?
Yes,
sometimes you have, most times you have, expected outcomes, isn't it? For your clinical trials. Very good. Yes. So there's something that you expected. And that's why you have hypothesized, all right? Yes. That's something, there's a relationship between X and Y, all right? Mm-hmm. Or those who, for instance, were vaccinated with COVID, they've got COVID vaccine, were not predisposed in having COVID, all right? That is a hypothesis. So what you are doing is that you are testing the null hypothesis, the inverse of that one. And when you test it and the inverse is false, then it means that we hold the initial hypothesis as what? Valid. When the inverse tends to be true, then we fail the what? The initial stance that we took, right? So that is just what we do. So it's telling you what you can claim here. Decision enhancement is conditional, not automatic. Human analysis interaction explains performance variation in Ghanaian micro. You may not claim universal effectiveness. Do you know why he's saying that you cannot claim universal effectiveness? Do you know why? Can somebody tell me why it is so? I mean, this is research. If you don't know, that's fine. Why do you think so? Let's have a small discussion. You also cannot choose model or superiority, elimination of human or judgment. Why do you think so? Any thoughts? I was asking why do you cannot claim universal effectiveness? Oh, my research guys. Samuel Bedo, yeah.
I'm thinking that because you localize it to the country, specifically Ghana, this whatever the research is doing is not applicable exactly elsewhere in other regions.
In terms of context, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. That makes some sense, yeah. All right. Who else? Who else? Okay.
Doc, as said earlier, because it has a context, we are dealing with within Ghanaian as a country within that conflict. So we can't assume that the outcome of the research here in Ghana will be the same as Nigeria because of the context that we are working within.
But when they did COVID in US, it applied to everybody here, isn't it?
So yes, the COVID happens both in Ghana and US. But when we did the analysis or the research in terms of death tolls and resistance to the disease and that, we could see that.
But they claim universality, isn't it?
Yes.
They did, but the test was done in the US.
It wasn't so.
They didn't? They did.
They claimed, but was it so? It wasn't.
Did they test any Ghanaian there? Anyway, they have their own critical. I'm drawing your attention to something. The real reason, all right, beyond what we are saying, is the fact that this study is a mixed study. And there's a qualitative aspect of it that deals with human judgment, right? And that's why it said here, elimination of what? Human what judgment. Said you may not claim this because the credit risk managers were there. And you see, the qualitative ontology allows us to, see knowledge from multiple perspectives, that knowledge can be co-created with multiple lenses, that knowledge cannot be objectively measured. It is subjectively measured. So if this was a purely predictive model, it would have said that you can claim universality, all right? Or universal what? Effectiveness. You get it? Because even if you pick context and you pick Ghanaians, then it means that those who are in Ghana with the same cultural background and whatever, which are replicable in other countries like Nigeria and all that, they can also, it can also apply to them. But the crux of it has to do with the method you use. I want to draw your attention to that. But what you said is also, very true. So we've gone through the gap, defensibility, philosophical alignment, method, and then context coherence, Ghana, MIF, and then. So the next gate is here, data visibility and access. Before proceeding further, you must answer one practical question. Do you have access to quantitative loan level data from one or more Ghanaian microfinance? Masa, do you have it? Hello, are you there?
From Antaman Bank.
Do you have it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Your answer determines whether we should design a single institution deep study.
We are, Dr. Boyson, we are not doing a case study. It's mentioning just one.
Yes, no, that's why it's asking you this question.
One or more.
It said
That's what it said.
one or more Ghanaian MF. That's what it's asking. If you say in negotiation, then fine. But are you going to have one or more? If yes, I don't want us to waste time. We don't have too much time. So we are moving from here. So it's saying that if that is the case, then immediate implication of yes, because you have low-level data, your study can credibly test whether analytics support decision, how managerial, that's the minimal data requirement, non-negotiable. You must be able to obtain or construct these fields, otherwise we redesign. It said core outcome fields, past 30, past 90, observation dates, monthly snapshot, ideal, decision and exposure fields, client and loan characteristics, predictive analytics usage, identification strategy, how will you make the defensible comparison? Option A, pre and post adoption, difference in difference. These are the models you're going to be with or without analytics or decision time. And then option C, intense use of what? Intense use of override what behavior. So mixed method integration, now operationalize. I don't want to waste. Next gate, choose your quantitative identification path. Reply with one letter only. A, pre-post adoption, DID. B, with or without what analytics at the decision level. C, intensify override mechanism. If you are unsure, choose A as default, only if an adoption date exists in your data. Do we go with that?
Yes, sir. Not sure.
I know you really at this time, but hey, let me say this. You can ask it to explain this, right?
Yes.
Like we did the other time. Kindly explain. You don't need to understand everything. Point 5, from my understanding, before my decision. You can ask it at any question at any time, okay? And it will come back to that, okay? And that's what it's explaining. I just wanted you to see this. It's explaining this for you, what it means and all that to, pull it down, okay? It's even telling you read US and all that. So it said what option is, when option A is the best. So we're going to option B, with or without analytics, and then all that. So now it's saying that both option A and then B, it says A before and after what? Adoption, high and low what reliance, and it's giving it rigor, 4-star in each case. A very strong design often uses A or B as a primary identification. So we choose A, and then we move to the next. So with A, you have chosen pre and post difference. This is the most reviewer reliant choice, giving institutional data access. From this point, your quantitative logic, variable construction, and qualitative sampling are governed by what? This decision. So it takes us through also that process, and then the DID treatment, how this will be treated in that manner. At any point in time where you have any challenge in understanding any aspect of this process, you just ask it. Now we have the integration logic locked, all right? The qualitative and the quantitative. This critical realist explanation of mechanism. I said adopting time and scope mandatory, okay? Reply to one if you want it simultaneously or it said when predictive analytics are adopted simultaneously across all branches, product or was predictive analysis adopted simultaneously across all branches, products, or was the rollout staggered? Do you have answer to that? If you don't have, you can explain, you ask it to explain what it means. I want us to proceed with this. I'm choosing simultaneously and it's locked simultaneously in the system and now giving you the simultaneous as adoption design, what it means and how it changes the design, your quantitative strategy, primary approach, why this still matches option A, the outcome construction rule for the past 30 and 90, and if you have a low level arrears, it gives you an idea what this means, okay? And also minimal time window, mandatory diagnosis, pre-trend checks, and all that. This is very detailed, I must say. So next gate is what? Your data structure, okay? And it's asking, is your past data best represented as loan level observation or a branch product monthly aggregate? That is power ratio. Reply with one phrase only. I'll take the loan level. If there's a mistake, I'll get to know. So what this system is doing is that it's giving you 100% foolproof, okay, of what you're going to do. So it gives you the outcome variable construction. That's what you have. The treatment of variables definition lock. This is the post one. Core explanatory variables here. Decision variables here. Control variables here. Loan controls. Time controls. Organization what controls. Then the model family, what is what defensible here. All right, so your primary model is logistics regression or probit with time fixed effect, branch fixed effect, classes standard errors by branch, and you replace post with relative time indicators. And if you have repeated observation borrower loan, borrower level clustering is critical, and then gives you the governance nodes. You will report result in marginal effect as well as odd ratios for interpretability. And mandatory robust checks, no control groups. You must do these. No control group equals you must do this. Pre-trend, event steady falsification, placebo adoption date. I thought that placebo was for the physical scientists. Alternative windows pass 30, pass 90. Then mixed method integration hooks also locked here. The next gate, what decision variable do you actually have? So it's asking that to ensure that the study truly addresses decision making, answer with a comma separated. List of decision fields you can access, only what exists in your data. Approved, amount, tenor, interest, rates, loan. No, we have approved amount, sorry. Approved amount, tenor, interest rate, loan cycle, branch ID, product type, loan officer, this loan officer ID, collateral what flag. If you're unsure about the exact columns names, describe them in plain words. I think at this juncture, boss, I'll leave you to continue from here. So now you see that at any point in time, you need a certain, you can even stop here and then go back and look at the data we are talking about. Then we take it out from there. Do you understand what I'm saying? But it's only ensuring that you don't mess up with the work that you're doing. There is no way you're going to get this thing wrong. And this is how research should be conducted, in all sincerity. So what we've been doing, I'll not say anything about it, but if it is good, I've sent the link to the chatbot. Have you guys seen it? Copy it all. Have you seen it?
Let's talk.
People are not talking. Why?
Let's talk. You've seen it.
People more.
Yes.
Yeah,
A lot of people think that, because there's AI, the thing is going to be easy, isn't it? You will read basa, 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 basa. Right? And really, this, you see that you are taking control yourself, isn't it? Do you see that?
Yes, it is.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Yes.
that's correct.
Yeah. And that's how research has to be done. So, Madam Helena, now we want to move to the physical sciences and take a scenario from their end and see how we can work around it. Mom, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, so I'm all yours. Let's move.
I hope it doesn't get boring for people like the way it's been boring for me since yesterday. All
No,
right.
but
So
yes.
yeah. So one of the things we do as scientists is to know the status of certain issues
Okay.
before we venture into the research itself. And even when we conduct the research, we end up having results that we write. And as to what to write, you need to know that you are addressing key issues that people will benefit from. So one area I am passionate about that I've been working on is on the issue of antimicrobial resistance. So
Anti what? So
antimic
so this one. Okay, so let's do this. Let me do this. So we we end this section